3 strands of like white hairs right here. Let me just even it out. Hey guys, it's Nneka back with another YouTube video. This video is going to be about the time that someone tried to break into my house. So this happened 2015, around the same time that Orange is the New Black dropped. I had this family friend that was living with us for a long time. Like a really long time. So we were very comfortable with him. He would bring his friends over to our house and they would hang out, blah 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 blah. So he had this one friend, let's call him Little Rascal. So he had this one friend, Little Rascal, he would bring around the house often. We were very familiar with him. He would come to our church, so we were very familiar with him. So when he started having problems and he needed a place to stay, we were more in tune with the idea to let him stay at our house because we were comfortable with him, which was a big mistake, and you guys will learn why this was a big mistake later. Number one reason why this was a big mistake. This is not the biggest reason, but this is the first reason we were inching towards kicking him out. And he was a very huge advocate for smoking marijuana. And that's fine and all, he can do him, but when he comes into our home and the whole aroma is marijuana, that's not okay. Because my parents at the time were working on getting their foster parent license. People from the foster, I don't know what the place that they do foster, yeah, that place, they were coming and doing home evaluations for us every now and again. If our home smells like marijuana because of this dude in our house the day before, that's not okay. That was strike one. The next thing that he did, which wasn't as, it was on the same level of, rudeness on his part, but he would bring girls over to our home. Yeah, so he would bring girls over to our home and they would come in and out. Actually, there's only one woman. She was a woman. She was grown. She had 2 kids of her own, and she would come over to our home and then they would sleep together in our, where he was staying at. And then she would spend the night and her kids would spend the night as well. Which is weird, as I'm not judging how she mothers her kids, but if it was me, I wouldn't be in that situation. Continuing. And her kids were nice. She had one older son that was about my age, maybe 2 years older. And then she had a younger daughter which was about my younger sister's age, maybe 10, 11, 12. And there's a whole other story about how I hooked up one of my friends with her older son. That's a whole nother story time. So yeah, he would bring women into our house. It's whatever, but that's not cool. I wouldn't do it if I was staying at someone else's house. So that's strict too. And then finally, this is where it all comes together. So he has this love with women. I don't know, he's infatuated. He has a bunch of friends. Some of his friends would come to our house, they would come to our church, we're very comfortable with them. One incident, he had his friend over at our house often. We were getting to know him. This friend had a girlfriend that he was on and off with. And the girlfriend was messing around with Little Rascal behind his back. One thing led to another, he finds out, and we never see him at our house again. The second incident, which is the one that basically the story is about, let's call him Drew for this story. Little Rascal and Drew are best friends. Drew comes to our house often, he comes to our church, he's sung at our church, we know him, we're familiar. Drew has a girlfriend that he recently had broken up with, and Little Rascal finds this amazing opportunity to basically do what he does best and mess with Drew's ex-girlfriend. So word gets around town, Drew finds out, and Drew is pissed. Obviously, not blaming him, I would be too. Drew finds out, he gets angry, he gets drunk, really drunk. He comes to our house, he's angry, he's looking for Little Rascal. Little Rascal is not home at the time, but Drew doesn't know this information. Drew is banging on our window, trying to find Little Rascal. Little Rascal obviously is not home, so he's not coming out. Drew is getting even angrier. Drew's banging on our window, and now at this point he's punching our window, trying to break it, trying to get inside our home. The only person that's downstairs that's awake right now besides like me, because I'm upstairs watching Orange is the New Black. So the only one who's like awake right now is my brother and the family friend that was mentioned before in the beginning of this video. So Drew is banging on the window. He's trying to get inside our house. He is drunk, he's upset, he's trying to find Little Rascal. Little Rascal is not home. One thing leads to another. All of a sudden, our window shatters. And it shatters everywhere. The glass flies, the glass goes inside the room, the glass goes outside. Drew freaks out. He broke our window, he's bleeding. So he darts the other direction. You can see where he's darted because there's a blood trail following where he's going. So my brother and our family friend are forced to call the police. The police comes, they ask questions, they take pictures, yada yada yada, you know, normal stuff. So I don't know what happened to Drew. He just ran off, he broke our window, you know, we never heard from him again. But as for Little Rascal, as a family decided that this was his fault and he would have to pay for it. So we call his mother, and his mother is very apologetic on the phone. She offers to pay for it. We accept her offer. It's all good. Our window is like fixed. I'm gonna say it was fixed like within the same week that Drew punched it in. And before it was fixed, it was boarded up. It was looking real ratchet, like a trap house. And obviously, we kicked Little Rascal out of our house because, yeah, that's way too much drama for one family to handle. And that's a story of the time that someone tried to break into our house, looking for someone who wasn't even at our house at the time. Well, thanks you guys. Great. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next week. Maybe not next week, but I'll see you soon. Comment down below if you want to leave me a compliment or you want to tell me how much you hate my guts. That is fine. My socials are linked down below. Bye guys.